Hey everyone, welcome to another session of our YouTube live lessons, Python classes. And this is Archie Kirk. We are into our day 5 of Python classes now, and it's good to see you all back. So, as always, if you have any doubt or any concern, issues, please feel free to raise it in our live chat, and me or our team, we will get back to you. And if you want to connect with us, please do connect with us on Instagram, YouTube or LinkedIn. And we are active in all our social media channels and always look forward to connecting with new learners and community members. Right. So let me give you a brief introduction of myself. So I'm Archie Kirk, and I have been working in IT for close to 7+ years now. And initially, like I worked with the various telecom clients and fintech clients, and also I have been working in Python data analyst and data science space for more than 5 years now. So yeah, and it's good to connect with so many of you online via this YouTube channel. And yeah, happy to see you all here. So we'll get started with our content in few minutes. And before that, if anybody want to say anything, just say hi in our YouTube live channel, live chat, and then we'll get started in 1 minute. Also, so today we will be covering some of the parts जो हमारा last day 4 में we left few parts, so हम we will cover those two topics जो last में हमने cover किए, last में हमारे pending थे, and then we will move to our day 5 content, right? I'll just give you guys 1 more minute. If anybody wants to raise anything or any doubt in a YouTube, like they can put it in the live chat. And also, in a few minutes we will be sharing you a quiz registration form. So all of you here, please register yourself in that quiz. And what will happen is, at the end of our live session, all our live session, we will share with you the quiz. And in that quiz, it will be great way to revise whatever you have learned till now. And also after the quiz, people who have scored the highest marks in the quiz, they can look forward to receiving some surprise gift and giveaways from our channel and our site. And I guess this is I guess everybody love free stuff, so this is a great way to get something for yourself. And so happy to see you all here. So लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड। मैं अपनी स्क्रीन शेयर करूंगी एंड देन वी कैन रिवाइज लास्ट क्लास में हमने जो किया था, जस्ट टू ब्रश अप योर कंसेप्ट्स। एंड देन वी विल कवर दी टू टॉपिक्स जो लास्ट क्लास में रह गए थे, एंड देन आई विल मूव इट टू टुडेस टॉपिक्स। एंड आई जस्ट शेयर माय स्क्रीन नाउ। राइट, आई होप आपको स्क्रीन विजिबल है। सो ये हमारा डे 4 क्लासेस था। इन डे 4, दैट इज द लास्ट वीक, लास्ट संडे को जो हमारी क्लास हुई थी, उसमें हमने कवर किए थे स्ट्रिंग फंक्शंस एंड द फंक्शन एंड स्कोप एंड लाइफ टाइम ऑफ अ वेरिएबल। देन वी कवर्ड सम ऑफ द इम्पॉर्टेंट बिल्ट इन फंक्शंस जो पाइथन में होते हैं। एंड देन उसके बाद ये लास्ट टू टॉपिक्स, फंक्शन आर्ग्यूमेंट्स एंड लैम्डा फंक्शंस, ये थे, that we will cover quickly in today's class. After that, we move to our day 5 classes. So day 5 mein what we are going to cover is Python modules, then Python packages and libraries, then file handling, file management. So these topics we will cover today. In any case, last time if you have any questions regarding the last class or previous to that, I strongly suggest कि आप you go to the last class videos and revise your concept. Still, if you have any doubts or any issues, then feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn, and we will be happy to connect with any interested learner. Mm, okay, and then I'll move to the. So day 4 May we covered some interesting string functions. So I'll just give you a quick overview just for your revision purpose. So like took some string function example, and how we are able to get particular parts of a string, like index, how we can get a string values, उसको हम कैसे split कर सकते हैं, or we can join the string based on certain specific character. and then some interesting string functions like upper, lower, find, replace, and how we can concat a string. Then we looked at the sorting, reversing of the string. कैसे we can reverse a string, or we can sort the characters in a string. And then उसके बाद we just looked at some functions, like we looked at the syntax of function, कैसे function create करते हैं. And then we created some sample functions and uh, try to call function with our own values. And then उसके बाद we discuss scope and variable, time of variable, like like if you want to use some global variable जिसको हम कोड में कहीं भी यूज कर सकते हैं, you have to use ग्लोब कीवर्ड एक होता है, वो यूज करना है. Apart from that, you can use apart from that, you can use inside a function only local variable. तो local variable क्या है, उसका scope क्या है, inside function होता है. Like you see, अगर I try to print put over here, so Python it gave me an error कि out was not defined. वो किस लिए? Because this output is exist only inside this function. अगर ये मैंने फंक्शन के बाहर क्रिएट किया होता तो यू we would have been able to access this out variable. Then we discuss important inbuilt function. So हमने क्या inbuilt function discuss किया, like range, enumerate. So these two functions are very really used in your loops. And then we discuss few more important functions like map, reduce, and filter. So these are also like, used in like इनका हमने एक एक यूज देखा, like how we can map each value in a list to a function, and then get the output values. And same way we can the reduce to reduce the values, एक list के reduce values reduce करके to single value. And for reduce you have to use this function import reduce. यहाँ पे you have to import this function. And but for filter and map you can call them directly in your Python code. Now after that, we have our next topic जो है function arguments. So I'll just go through it uh, uh, quickly. ये like, we wanted to discuss last task, but uh, because of our some time issue, like we could not discuss this completely. So function arguments, what are they? So अभी तक we created multiple function in here. So like we created this calculate power जिसके अंदर हम एक number value pass कर रहे हैं, and then multiply we are passing two number values, and so on. So these number one, number two, like whatever जो भी हम value इनके अंदर pass कर रहे हैं in a function, so that is basically a argument कि हम like we are passing some argument value to a function. So if you can see here, so like weekly in for one of our function this multiply, in which हम दो values pass कर रहे हैं and we are returning their multiplied value. So इस केस क्या है, हम दोनों value वी आर पासिंग इट वाया यूजर. सो मैंने अगर ये फंक्शन कॉल की, सो मेरे को दो वैल्यूज पास करनी होगी, लाइक एनी टू वैल्यू दैट्स न्यूमेरिक मेरे को पास करनी होगी, एंड फंक्शन जो है इट विल रिटर्न इट्स न्यूमेरिक वैल्यू. But let's say, but there is a concept of default arguments. So what happens in default argument? Uh, let's say कि want to I can I want to have some default value किसी एक नंबर की. Let's say number first number I am passing it by user, but जो second value है I want to keep it at 5. So what happen in this case, अगर मैंने ये function call किया and if I pass some value, let's say मैंने 10 pass किया, so what will happen is एक वैल्यू है 10 जो मैं पास करी, that will go to num1, and जो second वैल्यू है it will use its default value जो कि है 5 यहाँ पे यूज हुआ. That was by default. But let's say मेरे को 5 नहीं यूज करना है, मेरे को उसको I want to multiply it by 8. Then I can, in place of number second value, I can pass my own value as well. Now it is returning the output 10 multiply 8. So so default argument का क्या concept है? If you do not pass any value उस argument के against आपने कोई value pass नहीं करी है, so Python interpreter it will pick up the default value. जैसे इस case में इसने 5 pick कर ली, so that the value picked up for this. If you passed any value against this second argument, तो फिर it will use जो आपने value pass करी है, that is the user find argument. So you can use this cases like there are chances you want to use some, let's say आप default database use करना है, but let's say in some cases आपको वो default database use करना है and you want to connect to that database only for running your queries. So in case में you can like have some sort of default uh, connection passed. लेकिन let's say in some cases you want to make connection to a separate database, so उस case में you can pass your own database connection value. So so in cases में it's like very useful कि you use the concept of default arguments. All right. And yeah, एक important thing regarding the default argument is let's say मैंने I have these function and मैंने इसको I want to pass uh, 3 or 4 आर्ग्यूमेंट है. सो अगर आपने एक डिफॉल्ट आर्ग्यूमेंट पास कर दिया है इन योर फंक्शन, देन उसके बाद एवरी एवरी आर्ग्यूमेंट शुड हैव सम डिफॉल्ट, लाइक मिडल में ऐसे डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू नहीं कर सकते आपको. नेक्स्ट आर्ग्यूमेंट में भी कोई ना कोई डिफॉल्ट वैल्यू डिफाइन करनी होगी. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ सेंड, अगर आपको इसने यहाँ पे किया 5, देन आपको कोई एरर नहीं देगा पाइथन. बट इफ यू डू लाइक दिस, सो पाइथन विल गिव यू एरर कि जहाँ पे भी आपने पहला डिफॉल्ट आर्गुमेंट एंटर किया है उसके बाद all values should have default argument. You cannot leave the values blank, right? So nim 3 maybe there should be some default value. I'm just passing any random value over here. So this is the concept of default argument. All right. And then next up we are going to discuss Python के अंदर like we pass, there is a special way to pass arguments in Python function, that is args and args. So let's see the args first. So let's say अभी तक हमने जितने भी Python में अभी कॉल किए, so उन सब में क्या है, there is always that we are defining num1 num2 or something like this, and then उसको हम use करें and the output. But let's say मैंने like just want to like instead of any specific value like variable name, like is num1 a variable name, so instead of specific variable name I just want to pass the argument without any specific variable name. So मैंने उन arguments को कैसे receive किया with the star args args. So instead of args you can have anything, you can have star name as well. So you can do names, or you can have star values also. So you can do this to this values. So basically star, what star will do, values will do कि मैंने whenever I'm calling this function greet, so इसके साथ में जितने भी आर्ग्यूमेंट पास करें उनको वो एज इट इज वैल्यूज में स्टोर कर देगा. यू कैन थिंक ऑफ इट एज अ लिस्ट, एक लिस्ट की तरह स्टोर कर देगा. एंड देन यू कैन सिंपली लूप एंड सी कि मैंने क्या वैल्यू पास करी. लेट्स से आई वांट टू pass, let's go for an example. So let's say I'll pass my name and then I'll pass some other random name, that is alright, and I will pass some other uh, random name. Okay. अब मैंने ये फंक्शन अगर कॉल किया, so it will use all these three values. So और इनको ये स्टार वैल्यूज में स्टोर कर दिया एंड मैंने इनको लूप थ्रू किया. सो इट इज लाइक using this element name in loop के अंदर. So I'm able to get all the arguments in this भी मैंने greet में pass किए थे, right? And then I'll go through the quarks again, and then उसके बाद I'm going to just quickly look at the chat box. अगर कोई doubts है, anybody has any doubt, they can put it in the chat box. Right now, I'm going to discuss the quarks. So, what is quarks is these are basically keyword arguments. It is KW arguments. So that is keyword arguments, and so you have of representing what double this double star. Okay, so इसमें क्या होता है, like instead of passing the arguments directly, you can pass it like a dictionary format. आप format की तरह इसमें pass कर सकते हैं. So let's say मैंने एक फंक्शन डिफाइन किया, say hello, and then I did it, and then इसमें like arguments में define कर दिया that it is expecting keyword arguments. So let's say, and इसके बाद in the function I'm just check कि keyword arguments block तो नहीं है. So if I do not pass anything, so case में this if condition will be false or nothing will be printed. अगर keyword arguments में कुछ value है, then उस case में it will go inside and then this print function will be executed. So what happens in the this keyword arguments है, it is similar to a dictionary. ये dictionary format में आपके वो arguments pass करता है to your Python function. So let's say I'll just say hello, and I will pass this name, right? So this is name is equal to Mahi, and so you can see function में how I am getting this quarks में से जो value. So I'm getting using this name. So name is what? It's a key over here. And यहाँ पे ये जो name है, I'm passing it as a dictionary key as well. So और भी आपको कुछ value pass करनी है quarks में, you can say you'll pass it via um, this only. Like I pass the, इसके अलावा let's pass age 10. तो इसके अंदर you can print this age, and was the age. सो जस्ट लाइक अ डिक्शनरी, जैसे डिक्शनरी की वैल्यू हम गेट करते हैं, सेम हम क्वार्क्स में से वैल्यू गेट कर सकते हैं, जिसके अंदर जो भी आपकी की है, की इज द आर्गुमेंट जो भी नेम है, और कॉरस्पॉन्डिंग जो भी वैल्यू है, दैट विल बी द पास्ट वैल्यू. सो लेट्स रन दिस. So as you can see, हमने इसमें name and age pass किया, then this is printed as expected, like it is saying hello and printing the name and printing the age. So this में हम quarks में से value pass कर सकते हैं. Quarks is basically keyword argument जिसमें हम specific key define कर सकते हैं, like this key के this value is there. हम list भी pass कर सकते हैं, like name and then the list. And but in case of arguments, just single star arguments, हम multiple arguments pass कर सकते हैं, and then we can get it as a list view directly in a function. But इस केस में we have to be sure कि हाँ, like we what value we want to get, like जो भी हमारी value expected है, वो position 1 पे है, 2 पे है, 3 पे है, 0 पे है. And in this case it is easier because हम directly की के basis पे वो value कर सकते हैं, and then we have the default argument. So let me just quickly look at the live chat. अगर कोई question है, otherwise we move to the lambda functions. Right. Any question, guys? Don't tell me फिर कुछ समझ नहीं आया. I'm just going to assume everything is clear then. All right, let's move to lambda function then. So lambda function, this is a very interesting functions in Python. So basically, lambda function में क्या है? These are anonymous functions. Anonymous function, like we do not have to give any name to these functions. So अभी तक हमने जितने भी function define किए, so it was like we are giving some name to a function, and then को हमने call किया using that particular name. But function में क्या करते हैं? we do not give any name to the functions. They are called anonymous functions. So these are like very quick one liner functions and they are anonymous, and इसके लिए हम we can use a keyword lambda, that is this value as it is, and then we can directly run it uh, over our list or over our value, uh, right? So these are like very interesting function. I think initially the functions जो है वो java का भी part नहीं थे, but after I think after some version of java, like it was introduced in java as, and it is like very useful if you want to do some quick calculation, quick like create one liner functions. So I will just create a small lambda function uh, to give you idea of the syntax only, right? So here you can see I'm create the multi-language argument lambda x. This is, so इसमें this is our lambda function. So you can see I'm using keyword lambda. So apart lambda, इसमें कोई और कीवर्ड की जरूरत नहीं है. And x is the value, कौन सी वैल्यू जो भी हमारी इनपुट में की, दैट इज द वैल्यू x. एंड देन व्हाट वी हैव टू डू विद दैट वैल्यूज, उसको सिंपल मल्टीप्लाई बाय 2 कर देना है. So over here, like I am like passing it to double. So this double is the function name, but it is totally optional. Like this part is optional, giving the name to it. अगर हम सिंपल इसको ऐसे भी लिखेंगे, we do that. So I think we discussed some of the list comprehension. Let me just check कि ये I think we did discuss it list comprehension, but उस time पे we have not discussed कि these are the lambda functions. So this is the way to create a lambda function. So this is very simplistic function जो एक value को simply double कर रहा है, right? So let's say मैंने एक simple list create करी. So you will just do a using list comprehension, and मैंने 1 2 3 and 4, right? And अब मेरे को चाहिए, I want to see the double of this value. So what I can do, so I can pass it this function over here. Let me see. So initially list comprehension में, if you remember, what we did was this: for x in ls, and if we print, sorry about that, just was our list comprehension में, we use this as to uh, apply some on the list. But we can, instead of this, we can also use lambda function. So इसमें क्या है, this is very basic, like double कर रहे हैं. Let me just do some other example over here. आई एम सरप्राइज कि ये अब तक जस्ट इन आर अभी तक हमारे डिस्कशन में आया नहीं, बट never. Then let's do pass plus. Okay, if we run this, what are you doing? Filter this this, and we have applied the list, and then it is squareless. Okay, what is? Let me try another way. इसमें reduce, इससे पहले let's do from functional. I think we did do this last time. Oh man. Yep. Okay, so reduce one is working. Okay, square as this lambda function not worked exactly, but you can try that on your own as your homework. So what is happening over here is lambda function mein. So this function it iteratively goes to each value of your list. So list mein what value we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So each value it goes to each value and basically multiplies each of these value iteratively. So if we get the same example above जो reduce में हमने use किया था. So see, ऊपर हमने किया था we created a function multiply जिस we were passing two numbers number 1 and 2 and we were returning their multiple, and ये function we use this over here. So instead of a multiply function हमने ऊपर use किया था, instead of that we are using this function, we are using the same function directly over here, but make like we create this function using lambda. So in this we हमने कोई name define नहीं करना पड़ा like multiply, like we directly created this function like lambda, and then we expect two values over here, and then we are just multiplying those two values, and as an input we are passing the value of list directly over here. So basically this function will be run, and then after final में you will get your reduced value, that is after multiplying each of this value iteratively. So it will be 1 multiply 2, then result of that is 2, 2 multiply 3, result of that is 6, 6 multiply 4, the result of that is 24, and finally we get the value 24 over here. So this is how a lambda function works. Same way you can try for square function, double function, you can try creating your own small lambda function जो कि आप list में apply कर सकते हो. You can use it to filter values, you can use it to for map functions as well. As well. So that the homework you can try different lambda functions, and these are like very basic ones. You can try some more variety of variations of using some more math operation based on your if else conditional statements in your code. I'll just quickly look at the chat if there are any questions. After that, we'll move to our day 5 contents. That is about the Python modules. All right, no questions here. So yeah, let's come to our today's content, that is day 5. So firstly, I want to discuss about with you about the Python modules. So what are Python modules is? So Python modules are uh, basically Python code containing like statement, function, your some constant variables, like any code जो भी पाइथनिक कोड, like I have created some Python code, then saved it as a .py file. So we call it, it's a Python module. So उसमें से if we can import a function in our code, or we can import some variable value, or some uh, or any value, any constant value, any function value, or say class or object. उसमें if we can import, so that is basically our Python module. So it can be like a very big Python, or it can be combination of multiple Python file, right? And so let me just give you a simple import example. So जो भी हमने अभी तक import किया in our codes, like we in our previous uh, class we did from func tools import reduce. So reduce is basically a function जो हमने func tool package से install किया. So let's say, so I'm just going to import a math module, like you can say math, say like I import math module, and I know कि math module के अंदर there is a variable pi, that is pi, right? So now that I have imported this module, so I can reference its value कि math से I can get the value of pi. So this is the value of pi that is present. So कोई भी फंक्शन और मॉड्यूल इंपोर्ट करने के लिए, और लाइब्रेरी इंपोर्ट करने के लिए, यू कैन यूज दिस import कीवर्ड. एंड इन पाइथन देयर आर lots of modules and libraries available already, helps you to code, and it already helps you to do lots of work. So like write करने में it would have taken you like uh, of time. So it is like much a big time saver that you have so many modules already available, pre-written in Python, right? So this is the like using this, like I am directly able to import math. But let's say do not want to use this math.py every time I want to like math can, there are multiple values, not just pi, there are some other constant or function जो मुझे हमेशा math dot notation use करके use नहीं करने हैं. So what you can do in that case is, so let's see uh, what I can do from math import star. So इसमें क्या है, it will import everything from your math library into your current code working space, right? So everything means, so be variable function math module के अंदर everything that is present, it will import it here, just like like a part of this module only. So इसमें आई डू अब इसमें आई डू नॉट यूज नीड टू यूज मैथ डॉट नोटेशन. कोई भी मैथ में से फंक्शन या वैल्यू गेट करने के लिए आई कैन डायरेक्टली प्रिंट पाई, एंड इट विल गिव मी दी पाई वैल्यू. इवन दो पाई मैंने यहाँ पे एज अ वेरिएबल डिफाइन नहीं किया है, बट यूजिंग दिस बिकॉज दिस imports I am able to directly use anything from math module as it is without using math dot notation. But use it very carefully because there are chances कि you all have some variable जो आप अपने अपने कोड में डिफाइन कर रखे हैं, and after doing the import star there is a same function or same let's say variable name जो आपकी imported library में भी present है. So to avoid any clash, it's always preferred that you import only the function जो भी आपको मॉड्यूल फंक्शन वेरिएबल रिक्वायर्ड है, सिर्फ वही आप इंपोर्ट करें, इंस्टेड ऑफ इंपोर्टिंग एवरीथिंग इन योर मॉड्यूल. And then there is concept of module renaming. So renaming is basically कुछ कुछ function name, like it's do not want to write math every time to get value from this module. So you can do some sort of shorter naming of module. Let me just give you an example. Like मैंने import किया math एंड मैंने इसको रीनेम कर दिया से एम टी, राइट? तो what I can do is, instead of math, I can do empty.py. It will be do the same thing, right? So this is basically very useful. Let's say आपका कुछ library का नाम, it's very big, like we have one Python package that is matplotlib. So instead of like matplotlib dot some matplotlib dot chart every time, you can import matplotlib as mlt. So these are like uh, this helps to make your code shorter and much more cleaner. So इधर तो like math has very small name, but let's say आपको 10 times कोई value get करनी है, so every time you want to write math dot, so it becomes bit cumbersome as well. So it is like for your own no for your own right no saving time purpose, you can use math. You can use math as empty for renaming purpose, right? So there is a famous python library pandas जिसको हम import करते हैं as pd, so it's always import pandas as pd. So and there's a function like numpy, and then we always import as np, so it's import numpy as np. So it helps to keep your code shorter and easier to reference your variables to different modules. So next up, regarding module, I want to discuss the importing specific function. So let's say this case may like we're importing everything from the math. Let's say I want to import a specific function or variable, we can also do from math impy. हम ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं, so that बाकी सब जो भी मैथ अंदर डिफाइंड है डिफरेंट लाइंस ऑफ कोड वो सब इंपोर्ट ना हो. Or we can import specific function as well. So there is a date time library. So from date time, जिसके अंदर there is mod name date time. I know it is a bit confusing, but you can this import from date time, import date. So date time के अंदर there is another sub module that is time. So I'm importing that particular sub module. So let's say date time dot के अंदर there is a function that is now ये basically क्या करता है, it going to tell you the current date and time. So this is basically giving you the today's date, and I think the time is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. This is based on I think some like the time zone of the Google Colab server जहाँ पे ये run कर रहा है. So this is the time zone of that server, right? So basically, so इसमें you can also, so this is the way like you can import specific functions as well आपके module में. You do not have to import everything every time. आपको जो भी part required है, you can import only that. Also let's आपको सिर्फ now चाहिए था यहाँ पे now as a function, so you could have also done, let's see this, from date time, then using dot notation date time, and then you want to import now, and let's call the now directly. Nodule not folder. Okay, so basically my date time already import कर लिया है, so that is why it is giving me this error. So it won't work like this for now. So let me just do the state time dot now, import date time. Okay, so इसमें we can take example of this, and let's do basically इसमें मैंने इसको read कर दिया just to shorten it, and you can see इसको like we can access it now as, so instead of writing date time at a time, I can use d over here, right? And also we discuss key it's always prefer to define some doc string in your code. So if you want to just see any doc string in python code, so you can use this underscore doc, then underscore underscore to see कोई भी function की doc string. So it's like very useful. Also अगर आपको कोई भी modules के number of uh, related modules number of related functions देखना है, then you can use dir. जो dir function that we discussed in our last class, in the day 4 class, that is one of the important Python function. So this is the string of your this now function. So basically it just tells you, it runs the new date time object जिसमें current time जो भी आपका time zone में current time होता है, local time zone, it returns that particular time. This now function. Yes, this is mainly regarding the modules. And then packages and libraries, they are very straightforward. So what is packages? So package क्या होता है? Say, let's say you created one module. So module के अंदर it can if you create one file, that is, oh, there's a special file initialization. We call it init file, init underscore underscore dot py. So let's say आपका एक Python का, like you have a folder जिसके अंदर you have some 2 3 files, 2 3 Python, and you keep this file underscore init.py over there. So just by adding this file, वो particular module, it becomes a package. So package is a way of organizing your modules, and it can have sub package as well. And so is file that is the underscore underscore init file. You can keep blank as well, or you want to initialize some constant variables or some values in your init file as well. So basically जब भी एक package call होता है, सबसे पहले it looks at this init file. So अगर just in case this init file is empty, then it does nothing. Then you can directly कॉल कोई भी मॉड्यूल पैकेज के अंदर से, और इन केस इसके अंदर यू हैव इनिशियलाइज सम वैल्यू, सो पैकेज विल ऑटोमेटिकली एग्जीक्यूट जो इस फाइल के अंदर कोड है. देन आफ्टर दैट यू कैन लाइक import any like module from the package. So basically like from the front view, like हमारे it is going to be same, because anyway we can see the imported package. But from in the just in the backend view, like this is how Python calls a module or package. Like this calls this file first init.py, and अगर इसके अंदर कोई code है, it will execute that. If there is no code, it is just going to call this file, and then you can execute your other modules जो भी package के अंदर present है. And then libraries, this is basically a collection of, you can say, package or collection of your Python code. So इसकी hierarchy क्या रहती है in a Python, that you have firstly एक module होता है जिसमें there is a, में आपका one line code भी हो सकता है. Then we organize these modules and add to init.py file. Then we have a package after that. Then a collection of package, it can be called a library, and package can, you can have sub pack as well. So this is the library. First you have module, package, library. So there's many cases ki package and libraries, they are like code interchangeably. So do not go too detail into the naming of these things. Like you can simply say I'm importing a module, simply say importing packages, as long as you know the difference. Uh, so let me just take a quick view at the chat section. If there's anything you can share, or share any of your thoughts regarding the class or content. Nothing. Smooth as always, I think. Okay, let's move to the next topic or class, that is the file handling. So I think इसमें है like that we get to do the real coding part. So file handling is basically जो भी आपके system के like you have, if you open a file explorer, you see different files जो भी आपके होती है system में. You have, let's say, this PC, like that is used to be called my computer. So you have the PC, you have some drive like C drive, D drive, E drive. Drive के अंदर you have your subfolders, and in those subfolders you have no next layer of folders or next layer or next files. आपकी उसमें कोई मीडिया फाइल है, उसमें कोई फाइल है, एक्सेल फाइल है, और डॉक फाइल है. So you have all these files. So So we want to use Python to access those files, let's say. So we can use different modules available in Python to access those files. So over here, we're going to discuss some way of like we are going to open, read, and close one of the file as an example using the Python's inbuilt functions. So firstly is the open function. So open function में क्या है? You can there is a Python के अंदर, let's say I want to use, so this is the name of function open. So open के अंदर what you can provide is basically सबसे पहले you have to provide the file name, जो भी आपका file name है. So इसके अंदर you can have directly your file path होता है, like C drive slash user slash your user ID slash something something directly. Then after that you have to provide your mode. So mode is basically एक फाइल को ओपन करने के there are different ways. So like you can have the write mode as in like write mode as in like अगर फाइल exist नहीं करती होगी सिस्टम में, it will create a new file and then write to that file. और there is a one other mode that is append mode. So append mode में क्या होगा, let's say आपकी फाइल प्री एग्जिस्ट कर रही है आपके सिस्टम में. So it will open that file और जो भी आपकी लास्ट रिटर्न वैल्यू है उस फाइल में, उसके नीचे it will add a new data. So that is your append mode. Also you can do like w plus and a plus. So what is this plus for? So this plus is for updating, like आपने कोई भी मोड में को ओपन फाइल को and you also want to update, then you can write w plus or a plus as a in your mode. उसके बाद is another option, like you can there are like lots of option. Another important option is encoding. So what is encoding? Encoding में क्या है? This is just a way to tell the system कि how you want to process जो भी आप फाइल में डेटा है, how you want to process that data. So encoding, there is like a very popular way like UTF-8. This is a type of encoding. एक है CP1232, that is also type of encoding. UTF-16 also. So this is basically आपका फाइल के अंदर जो भी डेटा है वो कैसे प्रोसेस होना है. Let's say you want आपकी फाइल के डेटा में there are lots of emojis. So in case of in those case you want to use एक ऐसा encoding format that able to process those emojis. Because let's say आपने कोई standard encoding format दे दिया that is not able to process the emojis. तो वो क्या करेगा, तो it will convert those emojis as some garbage value or some text value. So if you want, so if you have some specific characters uh, जो डेटा को प्रोसेस करना है, तो प्रोवाइड दैट पर्टिकुलर encoding टाइप से आपकी फाइल के अंदर देयर आर चाइनीज कैरेक्टर, रशियन कैरेक्टर, एंड यू वांट टू प्रोसेस दिस डेटा विदाउट इट टर्निंग टू सम अदर let's say garbage value or some other value. So it always preferred कि you check the encoding type of your file कि कौन सी encoding में like data will be preserved as it is, processed as it is, and then use this encoding over here. So in this case we are just creating simple text file. So any encode will should work, right? And then so I have just created a simple sample text file dot txt over here. So this is Google Colab environment, so it should be able to read that file, and I'm going to open it in the read mode, and then I'll just print this file not found. It is not able to get this. Let me just do os.list directory. Dot config dot simple data to slash simple data. Okay, so we have the sample data. So okay, we can let's read any of this data file. Let's read some list California housing test.csv. So this is basically Google Colab environment जो कि एक cloud environment है. So yeah, it may not have access to my Google Drive. That is why it is not able to uh, see this data. जो मैंने sample data file create करी है यहाँ पे. So I have to. So there is a way you can like add your file. You can uh, add your path like directory path to this Colab environment using no. Uh, like you can add this directory, whatever directory that I have created over here, to Google Colab environment. And after adding this directory to your environment, then you can access some these files. Like I've created some data file.xlsx, sample file.txt. So ये file you can create get after that. So yeah, so this has, so I've just take this California housing test. So this is some sample data, that is trained data that is present in Google Colab environment. So I've just print like open this in the read format. So basically, if you want to read a file, so I can simply do file dot read. It is going to basically like as we say in the English. So this is basically going to read this entire file. So this is your sample data of this California. Let's say मेरे को पूरा data नहीं read करना है, and then I want to read just one line. I can do file dot read line directly. कहाँ गया? Okay. So अभी ये blank इसलिए दिख रहा है because I have already read the file. So जो आपका cursor है that is at the end of it, end of your file. So I can use the function seek. What the seek function do is it is going to move the cursor to the first of your file, to the first position of your file. So let me see. मैंने इसको I moved it to the first position of the file. उसके बाद I will do just file dot read line. So it's going to read only one line of your file. So see, मैंने इसको file dot c को, so just keep in mind कि if you do file dot read, so read क्या करेगा, it will read your complete file जो भी है, and जो आपका cursor है, that is let's say जो भी आपका file का cursor है like in the present value, वो end of file पे पहुंच जाएगी आपका. So if you want to go to some specific position of file, you can use this seek function. So मैंने इसको first line पे move कर दिया, and then I did this file dot read line. So read line will just read one line of your file. So you can see जो file की first line है that is the headers. So उसके बाद you saw it is all the text, all the numeric values regarding the house and California area. So if you want to read multiple lines, so you can do file dot read lines. Let's try that as well. File dot read lines. Okay, you can see it is reading lines multiple as list. Okay, so see जब मैंने lines किया, so it is reading everything as a list over here. So this everyone is present as a list over here. Let me just okay. And also अगर आपको अपनी file में like if you want to check the current position of your file, you can use like एक आप seek कर सकते हैं and to see the current position of your file, and also आपको अपना current cursor की location देखनी है, then you can do print file dot tell. So this will tell you. Okay, so basically हमने since सारे lines read कर लिए, so आपके cursor जो है it is reached end of your file. So you can see file में there are like more than 17 lakh rows in your file जिसका data आपकी file में present है. And if you can run this again file dot seek and then move it to your position that is 0 one, like any position that you want to move it to. And also, if you want to read this file like line by line, you can run a loop like this for line and file dot read lines, and then you can do anything over it. I'm just going to do print of this print line. But if you do not want to do print, like you want to see that how you can just do like how this location has this number, this price, or has this number of bedrooms. So you can do any, or you can do any of your model uh, modeling, or you can also uh, check like which houses have more than x number of bedrooms, or which house has more than x price in your in this California area, and or which houses are more closer to each other based on your latitude, longitude. And yeah, you can do all this manipulation, and check as per your project requirement, and do all this manipulation. And lastly, after you have done reading this file, you like, need to close the file. Like it is always prefer that जो भी आपने file open करी है, that you close it. You can use this close function उसके लिए. So why do we need to close it? So that there's no uh, like there's no issue with the garbage collection, that like जो भी memory release होगी आपकी Python में, so there's no issue with the garbage collector. जो भी memory that your file variable is holding, that is released smoothly. So it is always preferred to use the do file dot close. So it is going to do this. Also, another way to make sure कि आपकी file read होने के बाद automatically like close हो गई is to use a with operator. So with से क्या कर सकते हैं हम? If you use with operator, then you can open your file like this. I have opened the file as file, right? And then इसके अंदर आप you did your data manipulation and everything for in file dot read lines, and then you did some print or any data manipulation जो आपने किया. And as soon as you move out this with block, so file will be automatically closed. So you do not need to no ask this file dot close uh, statement after this, because with के बाहर आते ही file will be automatically closed. So you, so yeah, so this is a bit more safer to use. So if you do not want to uh, if you like this way of accessing your file, then you can do this, right? And I think we already discussed ki if you want to a file, you can, instead of R, you can open it into your W, that is write mode, or A, that is append mode, and then add data to your file, right? And lastly, I'm just going to quickly discuss file rename and delete. So there is a module like import OS. So this OS is basically, if you know, short for operating system. So what it does is ये आपको file handling के लिए allows you to it allows you to uh, no manage your files, or file helps you in file handling part. So isme like there are two functions that is I just wanted to tell you about ki you can read your file using this os.rename. Like you have this California text housing test CSV file. If you want to let's say rename it, इसमें मैंने डायरेक्टली इसको डाल दिया है. else it should be with your path like dot sample data dot this completely इसके साथ होना चाहिए. So अगर मैं इसको रन करूँ, it is going to give you an error. Let's say you want to rename it to without the test dot csv directly. So you can use this rename option over here, rename function. So basically the old name of your file should be the first with along with the complete path, and then the complete path with the new name of the file. सेम वे आपको कोई फाइल डिलीट करनी है, यू कैन यूज द os डॉट डिलीट फंक्शन and then put your complete path and the name of the file to delete this data. Right, then we have our last top of the today's session. Jo, it should not take much time. File management. I'm just going to look at the live chat if there is anything. Okay, hello, Mr. B. Nice to see you over here. Uh, I do not understand that emoji. So if you have any question, please write it in a text format or any understanding format, so that I can answer you properly. Like abhi, I don't- I think you have some doubt in today's class. So please feel free to connect with us or write your query in the live chat, and I will answer your question. And also, if anybody else has any questions, so please add it into the chat, and then we will move to last topic of our session. All right, take your time, Mr. B. So if you have any question, please feel free to add it before the end of the session, and then maybe we can discuss the that. And for now, let's move to our next topic, file management. So this is, you can say, part of file handling as well only. So this is basically some of the like how, like file or directory or कोई भी file access करना है, like few important ways of accessing file or listing files जो, that I wanted to discuss, because this because file management is like very important part of your Python. Like जो भी आप data, like if you are working in any field, like say data analysis, your data science, any field, you have to handle files. जो भी आपका डेटा आता है, it comes in form of file. वो फाइल CSV भी हो सकती है, टेक्स्ट भी हो सकता है, एक्सेल भी हो सकता है इन केसेस, और योर पार के फॉर्मेट, फेदर फॉर्मेट, इट कैन एनी फॉर्मेट, बट will be in some format of a file, right? In more than 95% of the cases. So you need to know how to handle this file, how to manage these files, right? So we will discuss in one of our future session also, like the different libraries to read and manipulate data from file. For today हम सिर्फ इनको access करने का ways देख रहे हैं, right? So again, file management, we have this OS library that is like very important, that provides us ways, like various functions, inbuilt functions, to access the libraries, access directory or files easily. So let's see. So for if you want to say list your directory, जो भी आपकी current directory है उसमें you want to see like what all files are there, so you can use this command like os list list directory, and you can see उसके अंदर क्या है, and then you can provide the path. Let अगर मैंने सिर्फ dot provide किया इधर, so it is going to take current directory. So as you can see, मैंने पहले इसमें I passed it dot, and then मैंने देखा कि current directory में I have this dot config file और एक we have folder named sample data. So dot and then slash, like just like you slash to in your C drive path or any of the paths. So I use the slash, then sample data जो भी आपकी ये फाइल का नाम है, and then ran this again, the dir, and then I can see इसके अंदर there are files present easily. So जैसे हमने ऊपर किया, access one of this file, that is the California housing file, when I just did another slash and then this complete file name to this. Also, अभी तो हम we are in Google Colab environment, but let's say you want to see what your current working directory, like आप कौन सी location में आपकी जो भी Jupyter notebook और Python है वो कहाँ पे है, so you to get current working directory. So it is going to give you your current directory. So since we are in cloud environment, it gave you this dot dash. अगर आप इसको locally अपने को local environment में run करते हैं, so it's going to give you like C drive slash user slash your username slash document slash something your complete path, current working directory, right? So let's say I want to change my current working directory. You can run this command. You can do this change dir and you can change your directory to whatever. I'm not going to run this command, but you can make it to like C drive users. Then you can say your username, whatever it is. Then you can go to this. You can give complete path आपको जो भी change directory करनी है. So this is basically for the let's say कि आपको want to access some file in your other directory. कि आपके सी ड्राइव के किसी और फोल्डर में और डेस्कटॉप पे यू हैव सम फाइल जो आपको एक्सेस करनी है एंड इफ you want to access that file you can change your directory to that particular location and then you can do read file or use open to read that file easily. And let's say you want to create a new directory. I can use this command mkdir, then you get a directory name. So let me save this box sample data to. Okay, it worked. And let me just see if it is created. Okay, so you can see I created a new directory here that is sample data and it has created that particular directory over here. So it go inside this. Abhi to it is going to be empty because there is no data in it. And let's say I want to remove this directory because I do not want to keep it. Do not to keep this. I'm just going to do remove directory and then this sample data too. Oh, this is data. So if I run this again os.list dir, so you can see जो भी sample data जो create हुई थी that has been deleted. So just keep in mind, so this RDIR this is only for removing empty directory, like directory के अंदर कोई file नहीं होनी चाहिए. If you want to remove some directory जिसके अंदर there are like some files present, in that case you can use this module that is hutil module. So hutil के अंदर there is this function rmtree. So it and you can provide your directory path inside it. What it will do is, so इसके अंदर you have whatever जो भी आपकी directory है and उसके अंदर there are multiple files or anything, it will remove everything. But yeah, this case also it sometimes gives you an error if any of the files inside is open or कोई application open है. But if you want to delete any of the non-empty directory, you can use shutl. Or if you have directory जो already empty hai, you can use OS directly. And as we discussed ऊपर कि if you want to remove a file directly, then you can use this os.delete function over here. So going to okay, we have another question. How long will it be to be okay at Python? So, Prashant, it is basically depending on your hard work and dedication. So, let's say you take our, let's say 7 8 days of class. After that, you need to practice regularly and to be hands-on. So, उसमें सबसे easy way, quick way will be to always uh, uh, do something by some way of live example. Like आप एक if you want to connect with us for more information we can connect, or I can just tell you you can take any live project जिसमें आप work करना है. Like let's say you want to become a data analyst and you want to use Python for that. So you can take some project that you are reading this file, you are making some pipeline over it, and you are creating final visualizations over it. So if you pick up a live project and उसके ऊपर आप practice करते हैं, then it will be quicker way, but yeah it will take some time. So let's say you take these 8 classes and follow everything dedicatedly. उसके बाद you pick up some time live project. I will say it will take at least 2 3 months for you to become comfortable at Python, but everybody's pace is different. like some people they pick any new language very quickly. Some people they take 5 6 months or year to become comfortable at language. So it is dependent on a person's comfort level, person's quickness as well. And also it depends on the how much time you are dedicating to yourself and to becoming to learning this language. So agar aap if you are able to give a good let's say even 5 6 hours in a week for any project, so I think you can become quite good at it in 2 3 months time. But yeah, if you want to connect more with us, you can go to our website. You can get in touch with our team. You can also get in connect with us on linkedin. LinkedIn pay we post almost daily, on daily basis we post various technical articles about the latest news in the field of data science and analytics. So anybody who want to be be keep up to date in that field, and they can follow us on linkedin channel, follow us on instagram, and no also keep our youtube channel uh, uh, videos in view. So we'll be happy to talk to you. And also there are lots of resources available. So if you don't, even if you don't know feel comfortable with this class, you can have tons of other resources on youtube, udemy, and other channels. So please always just for you like सिर्फ वही आप वही classes आप join करो जिसमें you are able to get the instructor. Because like speaking personally, like I am not like I can only understand a few particular instructor very well. And some instructor they are like not, they are very good, but I'm not able to understand from that. So always आप जो भी चैनल से लर्न कर रहे हैं, always see कि जो भी इंस्ट्रक्टर है you are able to understand them quickly, and it will be, and you are able to grasp everything जो भी वो आपको teach कर रहे हैं. Right, you can see our linkedin and website link over here. And feel free to check out our linkedin and website pages. And social media, we are active on each and every one of this channel. And आपकी कोई भी query आती है, we will always reply to your queries as soon as possible. And yeah, and happy to see people over here today. And I hope you guys learnt a lot. If you have any other question, please feel free to add it over here in live chat. I am going to stay here for 1 more minute. और कोई question नहीं है, if you get something to see, if you have some other dots or query, you can go to our website, LinkedIn channel, and connect with us. So our team will always happy to talk to you guys. Okay, yeah, you're welcome, Prashant, and I hope to see you in next class as well. And also there's a quiz registration link in the chat. So if you guys this is just a registration for a quiz. The quiz kya hai, we are going to send you the quiz at the end of our python classes. So when at the end of our last session python ka, we are going to share with you a quiz. So in that quiz, whosoever like no, it's a great way to revise your concept. And whosoever scores the top marks, that person can look forward to getting some surprise gift from our team, or any, or some great giveaways. So please if you want to just check, even check your python knowledge, please register yourself in this quiz. And yeah, lovely to see you all here. And I'm going to just end the class now. And if you anybody want to have any question, please you can reach out to us on social media, or uh, कल की क्लास के पहले you can have your queries in the chat itself, and you can look answer you. All right, thank you guys, and thank you for joining us, and see you all in next class. Bye.